Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber with the next star of the hit Triple Digit Flip, Laura Morby, featuring on October 2nd on A&E. How you doing, Laura?
I'm doing great.
Okay, so I want you to take out your crystal ball. I want you to put it on the table. And you and I are I think I'm going to ask you 8 or 9 questions about 2029. You ready to have some fun?
Yeah, let's roll the dice. Let me get out my crystal ball.
Yeah, you want you go look for it. Mine's broken, but I could still guess. So
Yeah,
let me bring this up. Okay, hopefully you are seeing that now. Oh, why isn't it sharing? There you are. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, awesome. So let me make it just a tad bigger. So this, again, admittedly, is a complete guessing game. This is not financial advice. This is just two friends having a good time. Complete guess as we talk about 2029. So we're going to talk about a few things. We'll just jump into it. Available inventory, right? These are nationwide numbers, Laura. So right now, the last number I saw was we had 1.32 million available homes for sale, right? For sale homes. So I'm wondering, what are we gonna have going? Actually, you know what? This isn't 2029. I have the wrong presentation. This is 22. This is 1 year away. Not
1 year away. Okay.
1 year away. So I framed it wrong. This is 12 months away.
12 months. I'm ready.
Awesome. Our crystal ball got a little clearer, but still not great. But so are we going to have more or less than 2 million? Or are we going to have under 2 million, between 2 and 3 million, or over 3 million? Again, this is 1 year from now. What do you think?
We've got to be higher, I think.
Agreed.
But how much higher are we talking? I'm not sure. There's some stuff happening with, I don't even want to say it, but I'm going to make a guess of B and not say why. Maybe I should say why.
Yeah, let's have some fun.
I think that there's a lot of volatility with our dollar and inflation.
Yep.
Maybe there might be some more people liquidating their homes. So I feel like I don't think we're going to go crazy and have like a surplus of inventory by any means, but I could see us being closer to 2 to 3 million. What do you think?
So that's what I would guess as well, right? Because again, we're talking a year. We've been going up 6-7% a month. I think we could see a real rush by the end of the year. And again, I think there will be more and more people kind of, I don't know though. This one's really fun because I definitely think supply is increasing, but this is the thing that could flip that on its head. Right. I do believe that the handout administration is going to create a first-time buyer program, right? Where they give them 15 grand or 20 grand for deposits, right? If they do that, that's going to keep inventory artificially low, right? Because that's going to spark demand.
Yeah. And that really did when DPA was like readily available through Home in 5 and all those programs that they eventually ran out of funding. It was crazy. There were so many people that were able to actually purchase a home because that's a massive hurdle, is saving up a down payment. And people were, even getting their earnest money back at closing.
Yeah, they were.
Crazy. Yeah. So it was like truly no cost out of pocket, just as long as they had, good credit and good job history, they were good to go. And that, you're right. Yes, that would make inventory go down. Yes.
Yeah. So I am going to call B because again, it's not done yet. But yeah, if we do have it, and I think that's one of the following on questions. But yeah, I think I'm with you. 2 to 3 million. We just can't stay this low. Normal is 3 million, right? We've been so low for so long. So maybe it's part of wishful thinking. I don't know.
Yes.
All right. Here's another one for you. 30-year fixed rate debt. As of my recording this, the average was 3.03. So 1 year from now, are we going to be under 4% still, between 4 and 5, or over 5?
Oh my gosh. I mean, these are all still good numbers. I'm just going to show they're all still historically great numbers. So it's not like my first initial thing that was going to come out of my mouth was like, oh gosh, I hope it's not over 5. But then I was like, what are you talking about, crazy lady? That's still great money. Okay. So
that's funny.
I don't necessarily, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to be middle of the road here again. I don't think we're going to stay under 4. I just don't. I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like we have, but that's a lot in a year though.
Yeah, that's
a lot in a year.
Yeah, I
maybe we still are under 4 then.
Yeah, that's where I am. I think because it's if this was next December, like
Mhm.
18 months,
Mhm.
I'd go over 4. But I think by next summer, we're still going to be under 4. That's kind of where I was.
Okay, yeah, okay, still under 4.
Yeah. So is that where you are as well?
Yes, because I feel like going if I went middle of the road here again and I went between 4 and 5,
Yeah.
that's still a massive increase in just 12 months. So I don't
Yeah.
think interest rates are gonna go that crazy.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
They traditionally move slower than that. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right. So here's the first time home buyer tax credit. Is the handout administration going to do one? If the answer is no, we're done. If
Mhm.
the answer is yes, you have 2 choices. Yes, but it will be under 15 grand, or yes, it will be over 15 grand. And 15 grand is the maximum, right? People have to, I'm sure there'll be qualifications or some
Uh-huh.
variables. But what do you think?
Yes.
Do you think they'll have one? Yes or no? And if yes, less or more than 15 grand?
I would think that they would utilize, or that I would hope, we're talking the government, so who knows?
Who
But
knows, right?
I would hope that they were kind of monitoring the situation of what was happening before. And I feel like people got so much of a credit that they ended up using it on stuff
Yeah.
that wasn't necessary. And so I feel like they might cap it this time to a reasonable 15.
Okay.
So it seems reasonable to me that they would go up to 15.
Okay.
Because there were a few, because at the time that all this was going on like crazy, I actually worked for a lender.
Mhm.
And so that was the majority of the loans that we were doing, other than refis, were
Yep.
down payment assistance. And people were getting like these crazy amounts of money. And I was like, you actually don't need that much. Like you could buy this house with less. So I'm gonna say yes, up to 15, because I'm gonna assume that someone was monitoring those programs and that they will make a more informed decision to go up to 15 and not go past 15.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you because I think, yes, there's probably people monitoring them, but they're no longer in that job. They've retired. They're
I
on,
know.
they're somewhere
No
else on K
discouragement.
Street, being
Yeah.
whatever they do on K Street.
Yeah.
It's going to be over 15 grand.
Yes.
And
Okay.
again, that's the cap. I mean, I think I think the cap could be easily 25 grand. I don't think everybody gets 25 grand, but I think that'll be, for whatever reason, that number's stuck in my head. So,
Okay.
that's
okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. I could see, you know what, you're right. It's everything's so disorganized. The fact that they would, yeah.
Yeah. Think about how long ago it was you were at that lender, right? The people that were in that job seeing those credits, they're long gone.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So
you're right.
And just think with that, again, if this happens, it goes back to the earlier point about how much inventory this stuff is. What's going to happen to housing appreciation if this happens? I mean, it hurts my head to think about sometimes.
Truly. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh gosh. Okay.
All right. Next, capital gains. I believe higher taxes are coming. I actually believe higher taxes are coming to everyone because you can't just keep taxing the rich. I believe the middle class are going to get smoked by what's going to happen, but we shall see. This is just about capital gains. So if you don't know, there is talk about raising capital gains to ordinary income levels, which means in the great state of California, that could be as high as 53% when you combine federal and state. So A, do you think they will raise capital gains? Like the answer before, you can just say no when we're done. Or yes, but they will kind of be middle of the road, say 30%, or yes, over 30%. What do you think?
I feel like it's going to be over 30, right?
Me too. Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely not a no.
Yeah, it's
it's not even a possibility at this point. It's for sure, yes, but I do feel like it's going to be over 30.
Yeah, I think it has to be over 30. Again, they're doing something called a budget reconciliation process, which basically means anything they want to spend, i.e. $3.5 trillion, they have to pay for it. Somehow it has to balance to zero. And one of the things they're going to do is they're going to target capital gains. Yeah. And as you know, Laura, as somebody interested in real estate investing, at least in my perspective, I won't be selling anything next year because you only get capital gains when you sell.
Yep. Not interested.
I'll just take a loan. I'll just go refi it or do something like that. So.
Just sit on it.
Just sit on it. Wait for the next administration to change it back.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Rent. As somebody who has rentals and we have seen single family homes go through the roof, do you think rent increases continue? Again, you could say no. You could say yes, but under 10%. Again, these are single family homes. Or you're like, no, you ain't seen nothing yet. We're going to have another year over 10%. What do you think?
I know they're definitely going up. They already are. It's crazy. There's just nothing available.
Yep.
So I feel like, yes, and I do feel like it's gonna be over 10%. It's crazy. Like, that's not a crazy amount. We have a term in our lease agreements where we do an automatic 10% increase
Mhm.
if they go for
Yep.
longer than a year.
Yep.
And a couple of times, like in the last year and a half, when those rent increases come into play, we're like, it's actually kind of low right now.
Yeah,
Like,
it's kind of like
maybe
under
now,
market.
yeah, we could actually probably rent for more, which obviously we're happy that they're gonna stay an additional year. But I just feel like because there's nothing available, because affordable housing is gonna be such a problem,
Yeah.
because there are gonna continue to be a good amount of people that need to rent a home, I think it's gonna be C. What do you think?
Oh, and I think it's going to be C as well for all of those reasons. I think there's even more, right? I think there is a moment in time where if you were an owner that bought in the 90s, right? So you've owned it 30 years and you're 65 or 70, you're like, I'm done. All right. I never saw this eviction moratorium coming. I don't like the federal government in my business. Oh, by the way, you're going to raise my taxes just like you and I talked about.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a set, and I think it could be as high as 20%, but certainly 10% of affordable homes that go away. They're going to remove the tenants. 41 states now are evicting people. They're going to evict them. They're going to clean them up. And my guess is more than 10% of them sell the property owner occupied, which helps our inventory problem, but crushes renters. So I think it's C. I think it could be C for a couple years in a row, and that's frightening.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see how it can get better unless people just really start building stuff or acquiring a ton, and then
it takes
something
time.
You're acquiring high right now too, which is bad.
Demand moves much faster than supply, as you know. Even a flip takes time, right? But demand is instantaneous.
100%. Yes.
Frightening to think about.
Bad. It's unfortunate.
All right, let's talk about inflation.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, there's the favorite inflation gauge is something called PCE, personal consumption expenditures. Big mouth word. Let's just say the Fed wants it to be 2%. The last reading was 4.2. So A, do you think we will still have inflation over 2%? Yes, but under 3, or yes, a year from now, we will still have inflation over 3%. What do you think?
Pace and I have been, like watching a lot of him more than me, historical videos on inflation and what it does, and what causes it, and how to like insulate yourself from it. It's actually like, I don't know, that's probably the thing that terrifies me the most, honestly, which is interesting, but I don't know. I feel like C.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, I think it's going to be C I think C is a layup. Frankly, again, this is kind of my wheelhouse, right? I studied economics in school. I have an advanced degree, and I've been looking at it for almost 3 decades. Inside the PCE, there is something called a rent equivalent, right? And how's it? I forget what it's actually. Let's just call it rent. And right now, that variable is only reporting a 1.2% increase. You and I just talked about rent being up for the second year in a row, north of 10%.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of kind of herky-jerky inside the PCE inflation, but rent is not showing up yet. And when it does, it is going to be nasty. So I think we're going to be above 3%. Shoot, I think we could be above 4% still. I've been reading a lot about inflation lately. We've had 2 decades of inflation, the 1940s, which averaged 6%, and then the 1970s, which averaged 8%. Yeah. I think we're in for a decade of inflation. I think your husband studying inflation is very wise.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's C without question, unfortunately.
Yes.
All right. Just because everybody talks about stocks, I don't look at stocks at all, but there's an index called the S&P 500. When I recorded this, I think it was 4,500. So just for fun, take a wild ass guess. Will it be over or under 4,500? And then a C answer just for fun. Will it have a nasty move, either 25% up or 25% down? What do you think? Just wild guess.
I hope not C.
What?
I hope not C, right?
Yeah. I hope not C. You think it's over or under? Huh?
Probably under.
Under. Okay. Under a year.
What do you think? Do you think over?
I really don't have every time I say under, people yell at me, and I don't have a single dollar in stocks. So I have I don't care. I hope it's over. I hope all of you make $1 gazillion in stocks. I have nothing. I have no money in the game. I don't care. But I put it in here just because everybody asks.
Yeah. Yeah. I think under.
Yeah. Okay. Now for the one that you and I care about, as of the recording, the July median home sales was 369. Again, that is a national number. Are we going to be under and these crash people are right? Will we see moderation in home appreciation and just go from 369 but stay under 400? Or will we blow out and be over 400? Again, this is August of next year.
Ugh.
I love your reaction.
God. There's so much to this, because it's like, okay, if tired landlords go ahead and sell a ton, if people are going to liquidate before they're going to have to pay a ton of capital gain, like what are we looking at here? You know, like what is it? B or is it B? I hope.
I think it's B as well. I think what we've seen in the last 6 months is, I think we saw a year of appreciation in 6 months. I think I guess more. This actually might be more of a hope, because I do not want to see what we saw in the last 6 months in the next 6 months, because that leads to unaffordability and that leads to a housing crash. I want it to moderate. That's what I want.
Yeah, it's definitely pumping the brakes, but I don't think it's gonna go down.
No, I don't think so either.
So, yeah.
It can't.
Yeah.
Did we not talk about rates staying under 4? Did we not talk about a home buyer tax credit? I don't see how it goes down.
Yeah.
So, very cool. I think that's the last one. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, very cool. What'd you think?
I love that. We can actually figure that out pretty quickly.
Exactly.
Before I know it, a year is going to be gone.
Yeah, we'll snap our fingers and you'll be filming season 3 of your hit TV show on A&E called Triple Digit Flip.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll definitely probably have been filming the 2nd season by then. So
there you go. Well, do me a favor. How can people follow you? Because you have a wonderful Instagram page that makes people smile.
It is Laura Morby, Laura Morby, no spaces. And then I'm gonna start my YouTube channel too soon. So there'll be something there, but I'll tell you about that probably next week.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.